In a quiet town near Helena, Montana, a man named Roy walks slowly through a cemetery. He stops at a headstone, his wife's. He brushes off the dust, places a small flower, and stands in silence. He's not crying. He's not praying. He's remembering. Roy is 83. He's buried friends, siblings, neighbors. He's watched the world change, watched people move on, and now he wonders, when it's my turn, will anyone stop by? You're a man who's made peace with death. You've lived a full life. You've worked, loved, lost, endured. But there's a deeper fear, not of dying, but of disappearing. You're a man who once mattered. Your name meant something. Your presence shaped lives. Now you feel like a shadow in your own story. I'm Silas Reed, and this is The Silent House. We speak to the men who've lived through decades, but fear their stories will vanish when they do. We don't pity, we remember. This channel is a space for the quiet truths. The fear of being forgotten, the ache of fading, the dignity of men who still carry meaning. If this feels familiar, stay with us. We're just getting started. In places like Erie, Pennsylvania, or the outskirts of Boise, Idaho, men sit in homes filled with history. Walls lined with photos, shelves stacked with journals, drawers full of medals and letters, but no one opens them. You're a man who still remembers the sound of your mother's voice, the smell of your childhood home, the way your first car felt on the highway, but you don't know if anyone else will. You're a man who still wants to be remembered, not for fame, but for presence. You want someone to say, "He mattered. He taught me something. He made me feel safe." You're not asking for monuments. You're asking for memory. You're not asking for legacy. You're asking for love. You're asking not to be erased. In a diner in rural Kentucky, a man named Glenn eats alone. He used to come here with his brother. They'd talk for hours about politics, baseball, life. His brother passed away last year. Now Glenn still comes, still orders the same coffee, still sits at the same booth, but no one knows why. And that's the fear, not of death, but of being the only one who remembers. You're a man who still wants to leave something behind, not wealth, not fame, just a feeling. You want someone to say, "He made me feel seen. He made me feel heard. He made me feel loved." You want someone to sit at your grave one day, not out of duty, but out of connection. I'm Silas Reed, and this is The Silent House. We talk about what no one else does. The emotional weight of aging, the quiet fear of fading, the dignity of men who still matter. If this story feels like yours, or like someone you know, subscribe, hit the bell, like, and leave a comment. Help us make silence heard. You're a man who still has wisdom, still has love, still has stories, but you don't know if anyone will carry them forward. You're a man who still wants to be remembered, not for what you did, but for who you were. You're a man who still wants to be seen, not as old, but as whole. And that's what matters. You're still here, still breathing, still feeling. You're not gone. You're just waiting to be remembered. You're not fading. You're just hoping someone's paying attention. You're not afraid to die. You're afraid no one will notice. If this message feels like it was finally made for you, don't let it fade. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, and comment. Your support helps us turn silence into voice. This is The Silent House, and we're just getting started.